young Smite fans. It is the second day of May, 2014. That makes this a Friday. It makes it a patch notes reveal day, the day before the public test servers go live with the Osiris patch. Makes me your host, HirezBart, and you, the one and only young chat. And welcome to today's Daily Smite broadcast. Hello, and thank you for joining me here live from Hi-Rez Studios, my kingdom. Let's get you back to the normal framing that you're used to there. How y'all doing today? Y'all ready? We got so much stuff to do, man. Let's go ahead and shut up Bon Jovi. I don't even like New Jersey or your music. I especially don't like New Jersey because that's where DM Brandon hails from. Some other friends I have are from there, but Brandon's basically ruined it for all of them. So thanks a lot for that, DM. Welcome everybody. Today is going to be the patch notes review, preview, however you like it. Let's take a look at the scream schedule. It starts out with a loud yell like "What up, yo?" and then moves on to "Ah!" No, the stream schedule. There you go. Art hour, you just endured. And now at 4 o'clock, you see patch notes with myself. 4:30 dev client preview of the stuff we talk about, and 5 p.m. is going to be dev Q&A with Hi-Rez Chris and Hi-Rez Scott, who they're going to be talking about the league system, answering your questions, and all that fun stuff. So back to my my sweet face here. We will be going through the patch notes on the forums today, so a little bit different there. We, of course, will skip Osiris and go right into the next fun stuff. So, y'all have yourselves a good time enjoying this. I gotta pick a scene here that's gonna get exploded. Athena graphic, perfect. No more Athena graphic. And let's go ahead and pop on over to the patch notes. Like normal, we'll skip right past Osiris and take a look at him in the game client, but you'll get a quick look for the moment at least. So I guess I'll take this whole screen and prove to you that I am indeed doing it on where you expect it. So you can see a little bit of Osiris's information, but we'll get into that, like I said. All of it. This one. Yes. In a bit here. Also, momentarily, let me pop back over here. And let's make sure we have our music here set to appropriate music for patch notes reveal. Like this. Maybe a little much. How about this? Sure. That's fine. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Alright, friends, neighbors, countrymen, without any further ado, here is Osiris. So we'll skip past his stuff. We'll get into that. You can see his abilities there a bit. But let's get right on into the new game mode, Siege Beta. Siege is a 2-lane conquest-style map with standard towers, phoenixes, and titans. This is what you saw a lot about yesterday. Killing a player worth 5 points, a minion 1 point, and a jungle camp worth 9. I think that's 3 per the things in it. Every 100 points, a friendly siege weapon will spawn. That's a little loud, I think, isn't it? There it is. Players may teleport to friendly siege weapons. This is all stuff that we went over yesterday. The Silver Fury in the middle will spawn a siege tower immediately. Siege is in very early stages of development. This is the important part. This is a beta, guys, so none of the stuff is really necessarily exactly where you want it, so we are looking for a lot of feedback on Siege. We'll get into more on that later. Skins, it's going to be the Blind Vengeance Nemesis and the Golden Uller. And then we have some updated loading screen cards for Golden and Dominatrix Bast. So, a lot of new art to take a look at. But let's move into the general section of our patch notes where we have all the general things that will be changing. Item store now sorts cheapest to most expensive. In Assault, you can now purchase a reroll, this is a big one, of your randomly selected god for 250 favor or 25 gems. This is done in the match lobby. So now you can purchase a reroll in Assault. So, if that's something you're interested in, you now have an option to reroll. Of course, you don't have to. The Smite TV widget on the home screen was modified and given a usability makeover. Cool. I guess we can take a look at that as well. Improved accolades for multi-kills and other objectives. Modified the artistic treatment of the level up notification in the match. So you'll remember it used to display like on the top of your screen. It's not going to display somewhere around like here in your screen, like right over your god. So it's no longer going to be a quite as kind of in the middle of your screen. Once again, it'll be down here. More like that. We'll take a look at that as well. New users, the main menu and play menu have tutorials upon first arriving in the game. Great. A few minor cleanups and bug fixes have been made to custom matches. An anti-aliasing option has been added in the video tab of the settings. Fix a crash condition that would recur upon match except for some users. Fix an issue in Joust where the mana cooldown timer displayed the wrong image. Address an issue with players losing their mouse cursor when entering the match lobby. Download size of the game for new users has been optimized. Yeah! Yeah! New user optimization. New free god rotation is Skilla, Hades, Hercules, Shibalanke, and Kali. So, Scylla, I think the first time on the free rotation. So for all of you that haven't gotten a chance to play Scylla yet, this is your opportunity, isn't it? Moving right along. Spectator. When in assisted or directed camera mode, the view no longer finds a new target when player blinks or teleports to another player tower. Awesome. So blink basically no longer will kind of break, so to speak, your attachment to someone. Items. So some item changes coming in. I think mostly fixes. Yeah, just the Polynomicon tooltip arrow has been fixed. I think it still said 100% contribution. It's not. It's what, 75? I think, something like that. Moving right along. And Khalil. No, it's Kali exclamation point. Khalil does sound cool though. Khalil sounds like a cool guy. Hi-res Khalil. Genre gameplay. Conquest. This is a big one. Ladies and gentlemen, the mid-Fury camps now will spawn every 3 minutes instead of every 2. So this will have pretty significant ramifications, especially in high-level Conquest play. I mean, well, obviously only Conquest play, but at the high level, the Gold Fury camps are a big point of contention. So this is going to be, I think, a bit of a big deal. So for those of you who don't know, the Gold Fury camp spawn just off the mid lane every 2 minutes. Now it'll be every 3 minutes, giving you a little bit more time in the lane as a support. So the idea here is that it doesn't require quite as much of an emphasis on mobility because it's now every 3 minutes, not every 2 minutes, that those camps are going to spawn. Currently the meta in the game, if you are just joining us and haven't really played a lot of Smite, is that the supports will rotate out of their lane to the mid lane to help secure those camps. So we want to make sure that, you know, we open up a little bit more room in the meta for people to kind of experiment. That's the general idea here. That we saw that the support role was being dominated by basically high mobility based guardians or warriors playing the support role, and we would rather see what would happen if maybe there was a bit less emphasis potentially on mobility because of the spawn times being a bit more extended. When you think about 2 minutes with maybe a 15-second travel time to and from, that gives you only really 90 seconds in the lane. Mid Fury camps, what did I say? Mid Harpies? Oh, it's all this. Harpies and Furies are the same thing to me. The mid Bird Lady camps. Or the gold Bird Lady camp. No, we're talking about the mid ones, of course. So that's the deal there. Let's move right along. Gods, balance, updates, and fixes. This is also a pretty big one. These patch notes are actually not that long. There's actually a tremendous amount of stuff that's in this patch, the new game mode being a big part of it. So you definitely do want to stick around for the in-development client look at all of this stuff. God balances, fixes, and updates. So let's go ahead and talk about what we have, and then we'll talk about a little bit of the justification, or rather reasoning as to what went into it. Athena! Fix an issue in the store which prevented her from purchasing consumables from her support role in the recommended tab. Fixed. Fix the Stalker skin using default hair. I think that's Artemis' Stalker skin has been fixed. Yeah, I think I just misplaced just a little bit. Dry Bear, I'm sure we'll fix that for the patch notes. And the Caledonian Boar here with Artemis had a corrected tooltip issue. So, fixed. Yeah, this is for Artemis. Stalker skin will not have default hair anymore. Bast. Razor Whip. Improved code behind sweeping attacks to more accurately be represented by the targeter. Awesome. Chocolate Rain. Thunderstrike. Fix an issue with the axe timer not showing on non-default skins. For really this time. Oh, look at this. If I like go like just the right spot, it looks like my shirt extends. Let me move this bad boy down so you don't... Oh my god. Please. There we go. Okay. Moving right along. Gib! Cataclysm, corrected tooltip error. Hubwa. No picture for Hubwa. Who likes him? Crushing Wade, fix an issue where sometimes damage wasn't being dealt. So, oh, I know that this one is. So, there was a situation in which if you were too close to Hebo when he ulted you, he wouldn't start doing damage until he'd pass you. So, I think that's been cleaned up, and he now will do damage all the time. Rock on, brah. Hell! Switch stances. Corrected an issue in Dark Stance where the aura bonus to allies at rank 2 is giving 100% of the bonus rather than 50%. So, a Hell nerf, I guess? More a Hell bug fix, but it is a bit of a nerf to her. Is. Good old Isis here. Fix an issue with the Scarlet Coven skin missing CC immunity glow. So apparently when you went CC immune as Scarlet Coven skin, it did not give you that beautiful golden yellow glow there. Sun Wukong. Basic attack tooltip error corrected. Yeah. So there was apparently a tooltip error with his basic attack, but that's been fixed. I imagine it was a hit progression thing was different. Uller. Base movement speed reduced from 370 to 360. And Thrown Axe stun duration reduced from 1 to 1.8 to 1 to 1.4. So, let's talk about Uller. Oh, projectile speed reduced as well from 140 to 110. So, nerfs to Uller. Now, these nerfs are really, really minor, I would say. Not tremendous nerfs. Only about a 0.4 second reduction on his axe throw. The big things here, I think, are the base movement speed reduced. So, what we see in the statistics for Uller is Uller does quite well. We know that he's a high burst, high damage potential god, blah, 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 blah. Right? All the things that you listen to DM say about him. But really, when you look at his stats, what was making him so powerful was that Uller had the least amount of deaths of any hunter there was. So, what we surmise from that is that once he stuns you, that it's too easy for him to get away with his leap plus his run speed steroid. We've also thought that, you know, his ability to stay at such long range, with his abilities having such long distances on them, allows him to stay behind the minions so far that it's really not, it really makes sense for him to be the lowest move speed, base move speed god out of the hunter set. So now Uller sits lower than all other hunters in base move speed. And the axe duration has gone down a little bit. I mean, that's not really where the meat of this nerf is. It's definitely in that projectile speed, I would say. The difference between 140 and 110 is going to be very noticeable. 140 is faster than most projectiles move. In fact, his blue stance #1 is the fastest shooting projectile in the game. And the thrown axe was about that same speed. It's come down now. So it's going to be a bit harder to hit, a little bit less guaranteed at mid-range. So the idea here is that if you're panicking, and you're like, gotta throw the axe, leap away and run, you're gonna have the lower base movement speed to get out of dodge, and it's gonna be maybe a bit harder to hit the axe, plus it's about a little under half a second shorter. So all things told, we're expecting Uller to die more with this change. He's in obviously his kill potential comes down a slight bit with a little bit less, ability to close distance, a little bit harder to hit the axe, a little bit less stun. But it's really going to be the amount of survivability that he has is our expectation for where this nerf will take him. Of course, obviously, we monitor this very closely. Uller, believe it or not, was in a very, very good spot from a statistic standpoint outside of his deaths. This is definitely a nerf based on what the community says. It does go a little bit perpendicular to kind of where the statistics say he should lie. Obviously, Uller, very high skill cap based god, so the more skill you have, the more damage potential he has, and of course the lower level players will bring his stats down because he is so execution dependent. All things said, we're pretty happy with where this has ended up. We are looking for your feedback, of course, on it, and we'll be keeping an eye on his stats. We don't expect this to take him out of viability by any stretch of the imagination. Huh. That was a lot of talky. Let's continue on. Are you ready? Vamana. Sleeping Giant, corrected tooltip error. Bam! Tooltip error corrected. Yeah. Oh yeah. And the God of Gods, ladies and gentlemen, Zeus. Let's nerf him. Detonate. Reduce damage from 60 to 140 to 55 to 135, plus a 2% scaling reduction. Now, you're looking at those numbers and you're saying, wow, that's barely any nerf. But you have to remember that all of those numbers are multiplied by 3 when you have max stacks of Detonate. So it's actually 15 less damage per rank and 6% less scaling per rank. Or 6% less scaling overall. So this actually will end up being a bit bigger than it appears here on paper. Zeus, another one of those gods that statistically doesn't really do that great, but I think that Detonate Charge, or the assumption here is that Detonate Charge was just too frustrating for low-level players, that he was just doing too much damage to people that in the low to mid level, when without high levels of coordination, where he's very capable of being shut down, especially in high-level ranked in tournament play. And the lower levels of play than that, where most of you, most of us, most of everybody plays, Zeus was just a little bit too bursty. It was a little too difficult for, I think, players to understand why he was hitting so hard, and when his damage would come out, and how much it was actually going to do. So we brought it down a little bit. Like I said, the numbers seem small. You got to multiply them by 3. It's still not a huge nerf, but it definitely, I hopefully, is addressing the concerns that many of you have that his burst was just a little bit too high. So we brought it down just a small amount, and we'll see exactly how that does work out. Of course, we're keeping an eye on old Zeus there, and see exactly how he goes. So, at really high-level play, Zeus was doing pretty poorly. And when you look overall at everyone, how everyone does with him, he doesn't do great. But still one of those things where you guys called for it long enough that we have capitulated here to you, and you will see a small reduction in Detonate damage. Moving right along. Attached images. Fantastic. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the concluding our patch note preview for the day. I'll stick it back over to my face here. And these are now going to get posted up. In just a moment here. It'll be up on Reddit here in just 1 second. It'll be on our forums and on Reddit. So be sure to go there. Give me just 1 second, guys, and we'll get it all going here. Just waiting on that link to come in, and then we're going to get into the development client. So let's take a look at the stream schedule for just a moment. There it is, my friends. It is now 4:30 or so, moving into the dev client, where we'll be taking a look at all that fun stuff. Let me get this all up for you. The link is up and live on our forums, and the link is now up. It's going to be Siege the Day patch note preview, and it's actually Osiris, and this is going to be for intended ship date Monday, 5/12. All right, and there it is, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, subscribers, clear. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, your link to the Reddit thread, and that will take you over to the forums as well. And subscribers off. So let's take our happy butts over here as well. And whoop, 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 whoop. Check out the latest patch notes for Smite game. Going live 5/12. Siege the Day. And Osiris. Boom, tweet is out. All the things. Service unavailable? We exploded the forums! Bam, 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 bam! Okay, I'll give you the Google Doc, guys. That didn't take long, did it? All right, just 1 second, guys. I'll give it to you. You guys exploded the forums. That's good stuff. That is great stuff. All right, hold on just 1 second. I'll give you my copy of the Google Doc here as well. Alrighty, Rudy. All right, here you go. There's the Google Doc. There's the forums now. What's up?
We do a quick reminder that there's gonna be a talk about League at 5. Just
Yeah. It's on the schedule.
The new mood is there.
So yeah, it's
a quick reminder because it wasn't in the patch notes.
As you see there, 5 p.m. there is a dev Q&A with Chris and Scott coming up here to go through all of the new league changes and all of that fun stuff. So be sure to stick around, guys, for all of that. We're now going to move into the development client, ladies and gentlemen.